Mark Fern, right? Okay. All right, so I just sent you my blank card. Hopefully I did the right number. Yep, that's me. Yeah. So, Rick Cunningham has white labeled Free Models, the name of my company, but
Okay.
you guys call it Home Concierge, but it's the same company.
Same thing, okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
It's just white labeled, so your clients will see Home Concierge until they sign the contract.
Okay.
Then it will be Free Model.
Okay.
And, yeah, and we have around 27 local project directors scattered all over the Bay Area. So whether you have a project just here in the East Bay, or if they're in San Jose, or Peninsula, or anywhere, we're in California, Texas, and Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, and our home office is in Burlingame, so we're a local company.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
And, so you would do staging as well?
Yeah, so we have, our network of stagers and subs.
What's in you too?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What do you charge for staging approximately? What is
Well,
the
so-
quantity you occupy?
So everybody's house is different, so you just have to have us come out and do a free estimate.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to the market and we delayed.
Yeah, I know, I mean, I had a really good conversation.
It's hard. There's been a lot of
So,
layoffs.
yeah, so it's, this one, doesn't affect it.
Okay.
So he's going to the market.
Where's he moving to?
Getting it close to the market.
Oh,
So we want him to, unlock a plate.
I bet. That's nice.
If I double in the first one,
Yeah.
it'll be even sweeter.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So it's a nice property. I sold it.
He told me, I said, okay.
Oh,
It's,
good.
it's, yeah, it's really fantastic.
And it's in
Well, let me,
Pleasanton?
I'll keep you updated.
In Livermore.
Sunset.
Well, it's nice he's not gonna have to commute anymore, I guess,
That's
right?
what the problem is.
Yeah,
Because they want
of
that
course.
opportunity.
Well, yeah, now that everyone needs to go back into the office, they're forcing them to do that.
Right. Very good.
Yeah, well, good. Well, and it sounds like you upgraded.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sure, I'll keep
Okay.
I'll keep you.
Yeah, perfect. Hi.
Christina.
Yeah. My pleasure. Yes, hi. Yeah, have yourself lots of yummy options. I'm Laura.
I'm Cynthia.
Cynthia,
Nice to meet you. I saw you last week.
Yeah, at the awards ceremony.
Yes, yes. Okay, so concierge.
Yes.
Tell me, are you gonna explain that to me?
I am gonna have a few minutes to tell you guys exactly what we do, but we're just a local, company, home improvement company, so we will get help you guys get a house ready for market with no upfront cost to you or your homeowner. We will cover everything, and the local project directors that kind of wear three hats, the designer, the project manager, and the GC kind of all rolled into one. So whether it's just, like I was saying to Mark, whether it's just like the cosmetic upgrades, where you're just doing painting, landscaping, staging, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
Or we can do everything, you know, from a full kitchen, bathrooms, roofs, you know, HVAC, you know.
And then we're
there's-
seeing that you can give us like a fire stick.
Fire stick?
You said that last week. Were you here when they said that?
Fire stick.
I don't know what you mean by fire
It's like a
stick.
USB stick or something
For
like that.
what though?
With, they were saying if we do an open house, that if we have a TV or something.
Oh,
you just stick
no,
it in.
no, I didn't say that. What Rick was saying was if you're at an
Good
open
at that.
house, you should have one of our flyers at your open house.
Okay.
Because this way your clients or people can talk about it, be like, oh, what's Home Concierge? Oh, this is a program that we offer. Are you familiar with like Compass Concierge? No, okay.
Morning.
Compass Concierge concept.
How much time do I have before we start?
Oh,
3 minutes? 3 to 5 minutes?
Yeah, so they have, there's a
Time.
program, and basically,
So let me turn this
you
off.
guys
What's going on?
just aren't supposed to be like project managing. It puts you guys at risk of potentially getting sued and things like that, and you're just not. Those do, a lot of agents do. And so we just take that burden off of your hands, and we work with you and the homeowner to get the house ready for market.
And then they pay
Soon.
for that after.
Yeah, so basically.
Yeah, hi,
we're
my name is
able to
Steve.
go
I'm here
out of
to
pocket,
follow up
expense
on some
to
order
you,
that I
or
put
you
in
home.
for a bike a few weeks ago.
And then when we sell.
The original estimate was it would be delivered and installed on the
Yeah, and we'll
sixth
just.
this week, but I haven't heard
And then
anything.
if someone wants to do like staging, we would say, come look at it.
Yeah, we'll come and pick that. Yeah, so we have to, so how you would get connected to one of our project directors is you go to, home concierge, or you can go to.
Eric,
Home.
how are you? How's it going?
Yes, hi.
He said, thanks for bringing it.
Yeah.
I said, you're welcome. I was thanking him. I don't know why.
Cause he was standing there, Laura,
Thank you.
the remodel, yeah. or
He's,
Laura.
he's one of the brokers.
Awesome, awesome.
Have you met him?
Do I have any
met-
control
well,
over
I
that
was there at the
window?
award ceremony last
Yeah,
Any
week.
option to?
Will they give him an award?
If I have a
No,
conflict?
no.
Just talk to them about it,
I
maybe?
wouldn't even take it. no.
Yeah,
Thank you, Laura.
yeah, you're
No, no,
welcome.
no, no,
Okay, so then
no,
I'll
no,
forward it.
no, no,
Yeah,
So then we would call just the number.
Yeah, and there's a button that says, yes. And then you just fill out that form.
Sure, I get it.
Get connected to the project director.
They would record them to get the water.
And then you're saying all.
That's all I would need. I have a conflict from 10 to
Yes,
11.
yeah,
That's my only time.
yeah, so on our website.
Hopefully, let's just wait and see what they hope. Let's just wait. I'll just wait and see. Yeah, I think so. All right, I'm excited. I can't wait to get my new bike. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, because I know some agents can have it.
Right.
We won't work with them. unless they're Right.
Then if they don't complete or do something.
Right, exactly. How long have you been an agent?
I'll let you know.
But I'm coming to the meeting, thank you. There's a little PDF thing.
Yeah, so you download it.
And maybe that's what they're talking about, because they said there was a team. Here's the paper and it's right there.
Yes, yes, however you wanna mark it.
Rashida, I'm sending you one.
Agents have been doing pretty much their own, and then we are slowly starting to now,
लिवरपूल का है नहीं वो बेचारा वो करके दिल्ली लेड ऑफ किया उसको भी ले ऑफ किया गूगल में काम करता है
versus like he was running to the Home Depot, you know, getting paid.
I wasn't here, I had a doctor, we're listening
At least you're starting to talk about it.
I don't have cards yet.
No, no.
Oh my God.
Someone stole it.
That's what they
All right, 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna get started here, everybody. I'm gonna wait for a few more people. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a few more people to roll in here.
And they can make.
What?
KW Command, it's actually a great thing. KW Command now has but KW now has AI generated summaries at the top of every contact.
Do you know what the
Oh, it's just a QR
partner is called? That's gonna take it over. That's gonna take over.
The investment company?
Yeah.
Stone Point.
Stone Point. That's
Why they're not taking over?
We're not taking over, but
they're gonna put in capital, they're gonna have something to say.
I haven't had a single person mention anything to me yet about it.
Because nobody knows about it unless you really watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not getting the kind of, but.
I think Rick is over exaggerating when it comes to not
No,
over
I think
exaggerating.
it could be a huge.
No, yeah. But I don't think there's that much buzz in the media.
Yeah. It means they're no longer a completely private company, right? So there's an article about it. See, all these articles in real estate magazines
Yeah.
are, you have to pay money.
Mhm.
So
Yes, I have my QR code generator.
that's really the story. I think that is the story. I think they got it right.
All right, one more minute, everybody, and then we're gonna get started here. Place for some more people to roll in here.
Running around appointments last week. You didn't get too much traffic.
I always wanted to fast, but it costs for when we exit. And it's like, it's too hard. I love food.
It's telling that it was all over KW website and KW, but the company hasn't even put it on their website.
Yeah.
They haven't put it up
Yeah.
to you, so that's interesting.
All right, well, all of you that are here on time, thank you so much for being here today. This is our first team meeting that we've had since family reunion has taken place just about 2 weeks ago. So there's a few things that we are going to jump on in regards to that. Steve Pierce is going to join us, and he's going to go over some key points that he took away from all the breakout sessions, and a few other things that you all can use in your business. But before we get started, you all know how I like to do this. So let's see, who has something they want to share, something good that's happened in their business, in their life, anything at all. I want to hear a few before we get going. And you know I can just stand up here and wait until I hear from the crowd. So let's get a few going here. Yeah,
I have a
Steven,
closing tomorrow.
that's a win. There you go.
Yeah.
That's something good.
I have 2 listings coming on the market that everyone in here will have clients for, and it's
Okay.
gonna be great.
There you go. So you're gonna close them super quick,
Yeah,
maybe even off market. You never know.
you never know.
Yeah.
Do we have a bell button?
I don't have a.
We should get a
You
bell.
know, plan
We
on-
don't. No. Well, that's a win. We got 1 closing coming, 2 listings coming up. It's really good. People who say that there's not enough business out there right now, take a look at Steven. Who else? Who else got some?
Sending referral to one client.
There you go. You got a referral to send out in the Fresno area. Is that correct?
Yes.
How did you get that client that's buying in Fresno?
That is referral from my friend.
Oh, referral from your friend. So a referral to another referral.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to hear it. Let's hear one more. Let's hear one more before we get going, because more people are going to start rolling in here. So I want to get into a good chunk of what we got. Who has one more good thing they want to share? It doesn't have to be business. It could be personal. Let's just hear one more.
So today's my 26th marriage anniversary.
Oh, congrats! 26. I would hope happy years of marriage. Congratulations. That's amazing. All right, if there's nothing else, it's just gonna be me today. Joe is actually on a 2-week vacation in Argentina right now. So you guys probably won't hear from him until our next team meeting, I think is around the time that he's gonna come back. But yeah, he's with his family out there in Argentina having a good time. Good for him, he deserves it. But to get started, I kind of wanted to go over a few things from family reunion last couple of weeks. The first one being, this is an image that they showed while we were there. I think this is pretty cool because a lot of us, we want to take larger leaps to accomplish our goals, and you don't take your time, right? So you guys have to really think that taking a lot of smaller steps to get to your goal isn't always necessarily a bad thing. I think as long as you're doing something that gets you to where you want to be, that's the most important. So I just want to share this with you. Don't try to take giant leaps or strides to get to where you want to be. Take the necessary steps and actionable items that you need to do to get to those goals.
Just like doing 5 gym, then 6, another day, then 7, and then
Yeah,
easy. And
exactly.
no appointments.
Exactly. And then we also have a guest I want to say before we actually get into the meat of it. Laura Klein is here today with Home Concierge, powered by Free Model. Everyone say thank you to her for providing the breakfast for us today. The toaster is in the conference room or in the break room for whoever wants to toast their bagels. But again, thank you, Laura, for coming by, and thank you again for sponsoring the award ceremony as well.
My pleasure.
But this is also something that they went over at a family reunion. I just wanted you guys to take a quick look at this. The 3 dimensions of happiness. This is a way just to flip your mindset, flip your mood for the day. Some simple things that you can say rather than the basic stuff is start with I'm happy, right? I'm happy to see you. I'm happy because of the way my life turned out. And just I'm happy because being happy is an emotion that you can change yourself. If you tell yourself you're happy, you can be happy. So I like doing this myself. Every single morning I tell myself that's going to be a good day and that I'm happy to be here because you never know. But the vision speech. I know I played it live here at the office. This is Gary Keller, Jason Abrams, Jay Papazan. This is the first big keynote of the whole entire event where they go over an economic update. So you're going to be able to hear from the 3 of them. This is actually going to be, if you scan this, it'll take you to your command, and so it'll be in command. You're going to be able to rewatch the whole entire speech. And Harshita sent out the slides, almost exactly a week ago she sent out the slides. And this is available to everybody through command right now. So Steve, Joe, and I are probably planning a mastermind regarding or based off those slides, those economic update slides. So please be prepared for an email to go out within the next couple of days on that date. It's probably going to be an hour to 2 depending on the conversation that we're going to have. But it's going to be high level. It's going to be about where the market is going, where it currently is, interest rates, inventory, everything that you guys need to take back to your clients to make it either a successful buy-side meeting or a successful list-side meeting. I think this is really important because being a local economist is what sets you apart from the other realtors out there in the world right now. So I just want to let you guys know, please take a look at the vision speech. It will do you more good than you would think. Again, Bold is around right now. I'm not going to hype on this one too much. The next session is this Thursday. If you guys do plan on going, it's a great Peninsula Estates, great networking opportunity, and it's still available for you to buy in if you want to go. This is our week. We do have a lot of things coming up, especially today and the next couple of days. So the big one is tomorrow with Michael Putnam. For those of you who don't know who Michael Putnam is, he is the president of KW Advisors. He tries to get in here as much as possible, and when he does, it's always so valuable. Tomorrow, he's doing a massive action day, whether it's making calls, prepared marketing, going door knocking, open houses. He's going to be here tomorrow from 9 to 1 o'clock for a full 3-hour day. He's going to be out here lead generating with us. I'm going to be out here with you as well. He's going to keep all of us accountable. It's going to be a really fun, great time. At the very end, we're going to share some wins and some actionable items that we can take forward. Yes?
I happened to participate in the one he did in Oakland last month, and it was amazing. It was like really high energy, really great. There was a little bit of role play to get us going, and then we were all doing lead gen. It was amazing.
And whoever gets the most appointments, there's actually a little bit of a little something for you too. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But if you guys come tomorrow, you will find out, and it's gonna be fun.
So if we have something to share, we'll prepare that accordingly. So please RSVP if you have not yet RSVP.
Yeah, exactly. If there's stuff that you guys need to prepare for tomorrow while you're doing this, please let Harshita know so that she can get all those materials ready for you. This one's pretty cool. For those of you who don't know who Nikki Miller is, she built out one of a very robust online system. To be a successful solo agent. She's spoken at Family Reunion numerous amounts of times up on stage. So if you want to learn from the best, she is definitely someone that you want to hear from. She's actually primarily out of the Arizona region, I think Scottsdale specifically, maybe a little bit of Phoenix. But she's amazing. For those of you who are solo agents, I don't see why you wouldn't want to listen to Nikki. But that's this Thursday. Scan to be here. And we'll also play it live here at the office as well, so you guys can mastermind a little bit about it as well. Next week at the Palo Alto office, leveraging LinkedIn. Christine Olinik is one of the top representatives. And she'll be live at the Palo Alto office, but there's also going to be a Zoom link as well for those of you who want to know how to leverage your LinkedIn. And then we got Kimberly Meserve. She is going to be talking about how to win like little client events, seminars, to win over clients. So if you guys want to learn how to host events, host things for your clients, get them bought into you and what value you bring, I think this is another great one because I know a few of you out here like doing that for specific apartment complexes, neighborhoods, things of that nature. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more from a professional, she is right here. Next Thursday, we'll play it live here at the office. And then out further, a couple weeks out, we have another potluck here at the office, Monday, March 17th. These are always fun. The whole place is going to be decorated. So if you guys want to come and have a good time and be surrounded by like-minded people, please RSVP so not everybody's bringing the same food. Because I know we always have a lot of food and we don't know what to do with it, but that's a good thing for me. So I'm excited for that because I missed the last one. On March 19th, 2 days later, Amitabha with BMO is going to be here. He's going to talk a little bit about the future of 2025 and what strategies that you guys can take, especially on your buyers who are a little bit hesitant right now. And then from there, we have the same one with Jessica Robbins about how to not get sued in terms of disclosures. Gino's going to be here with American Home Shield, which is going to be another lunch and learn. Food is always amazing. You guys will see this coming up because these aren't until April. And that Annette and Liz will also be here with the Vision Board workshop. And the next couple of things are our coming soons. Yes?
Before you do that, I have a class today here in this room at 1 o'clock on
Okay.
appraisals.
Oh.
So if anyone wants to stick around, it's here, it's at 1 o'clock on appraisals and how to manage it as a buyer's agent or a listing agent and some strategies around it. And actually, we even go over how to read an appraisal report. So everyone's welcome. It'll be on Zoom as well.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you. Appraisals are important, so come to Stephen's class. Okay, Pat, you have one in Union City coming up. Can you let us know how you got it, what the price is, and why someone would want it?
Well, the price is on there.
Well, 470, yes. Thank you very much.
And it is, someone from church.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of mine come from church.
Wonderful. And what's one thing about this property that you think would catch someone's eye?
It's affordable. HOA work is, done. They did a huge, I don't even know, several years, of the stairway balcony thing. And her complex, her particular building was the last one to get done. And so we've been waiting. She wanted to put it on the market last year, but when it was being done, you had to move out.
Oh.
Right, and so you can't expect someone to buy the place and then move out a month later.
That's
Right,
very
so
true.
It's on the market. It'll go on live tomorrow.
There you go.
So it's coming soon.
470 tomorrow. Look at Pat if you guys anybody interested in affordable 2-bed, 1-bath. There's not a lot of those out there where we'll find for 470. G2, you got one coming up.
Yeah, this is for our open house. This gentleman, the owner of this property, showed up, and in fact, it was Ridwan who convinced him to list it. It's near his neighborhood where he grew up.
Wow, so this is in South San Francisco, a 2-bed, 1-bath.
This gentleman, the owner, showed up and said, "Hey, I want to sell my house. Can you guys help me?"
Wow.
Sure.
Well, there you go. That's the advantage of doing open houses, everybody. Go do open houses. Reach out to Harshita for the list of open houses we currently have. Call the agency if you can either co-host or do it for them. Open houses are an amazing way for you guys to get in front of people, and it's a great way to practice your communication as well. I can't
But just
hype on
remember,
that
mine's
enough.
130,000 less.
I know.
That's true, and it's right down the street.
Down the street.
South San Francisco. But reach out to Ridwan and G2 if you guys have any buyers. Abhi, you have one coming up in Hayward. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
So it's my past client, and I actually have, it's only a year and a half old home.
Oh, so it's new construction.
Is that price? Is that? I mean, is that?
It's a teaser
4 beds
price.
is a teaser price.
I hope,
2,000 square feet, man, it's a big property.
yeah, I hope.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
It looks
so,
teaser price with the number 999.
yeah, well, I had suggested 888 and then she said, no, that's not
nice.
a lucky number for me anyway. So, doesn't matter, it's a fake price. Hopefully we'll go for more.
Yeah.
I did help her buy this, year and a half, she's moved out of the country, she wants to sell. The HOA is $385, but the HOA covers everything, so the only thing you need to do is, which is optional, is cover your personal property inside. So that's the only thing, so quote unquote HO6 is sort of included in that.
Gotcha. 385 is actually pretty cheap nowadays compared to a lot of the others that you're seeing out there.
And the important thing is they have a full bedroom, bathroom, and a walk-in closet downstairs, which is not the master bedroom.
That's not the master bedroom. All right, well, there you go. You got 2 full
It does
bathrooms.
have solar, it's leased.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's leased $67 a month.
Wow.
Well, that price gets some good people in there. So, again, this is a past client. Perfect, there you go. Sphere of influence. That's the first place you guys should always be going.
And she was a friend who became a client, so.
Yep,
it
there
is
you go.
still a sphere of influence.
Still sphere of influence. All right, we got some Just Lists coming up. Mark, I think he was just here, but just left. He has one in Newark coming up at 1569, 4 bed, 2.5 bathrooms. I remember him telling me that this is down the street from the lake in that area. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what.
that's where I live.
Oh, what lake is it?
It's Newark Lake.
Oh, it's Newark Lake?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm pretty sure.
It's called the lake, yeah.
Okay. Pretty sure you mentioned that's walking distance to the lake. I'm not sure if the backyard faces it or not. But great opportunity here in Newark, 1569, and reach out to Mark if you have any potential.
He's expecting an
clients.
offer by tomorrow.
Oh, he's expecting an offer by tomorrow? Well, better send one in today if your clients are interested.
That's so funny.
Another one, G2 in Vallejo, and looks like a good investment opportunity.
Got an offer already.
Oh, well, there we go. Offered already. Take that one off. That's good.
Just gonna.
But I want to welcome Steve up. He was at family reunion 2 weeks ago, and he says that this is probably the best one that he's been to in terms of agent-centric ideas that he can bring back and actually implement into his business. So thank you, Steve, for willing to share some insights.
No problem, my pleasure. Good morning. I have to admit, it was a little strange being the only one there from the market center.
Yeah.
So you gotta promise me that next year, some of you are gonna join me. So I'm not, Stephen was there.
I was there, Joe was there,
Joe's an OP.
and
I'm talking
also
about-
Eddie was there.
Talk about
Yeah,
agents
yeah,
from
I'm
our
talking,
office.
I'm not talking about leadership, I'm talking about agents.
Was it worth your time and your money? Let's start with that.
Oh, definitely. There's no question about the expense. This was my 23rd family reunion. And I take something away from everyone. It's a good idea to, before you go, to kind of have a goal or some things in mind that you want to learn about. And then what I do is when I look at the agenda, I specifically look for classes that are focused on what I want to learn. How many people were on the team meeting yesterday? A couple of you.
The KWY one.
Yeah, I've got to admit, Michael had given us a whole series of questions to be prepared for, and the way the questions came out, buyer broker presentation wasn't my number one. The MOFers were my number one, but the way he led the questions, I had to speak about buyer consultation. So just to understand that wasn't the highest on my list. And there were other questions that I had that I really wanted to share but didn't get the opportunity to. Some of that I'll share with you, today.
Gotcha, wonderful. But I think we wanted to get started a little bit with, these are all going to be takeaways and things that you can implement into your business. And I think the first one that we wanted to talk a little bit about was the vision speech, where Gary and Jason and Jay talked a little bit about the economics of where we're currently at. Can you share with the crowd a little bit of what you learned from that?
Sure, yeah. The vision speech is the number one event after family reunion. How many people, I understood there was about 14 of you watched it. I don't know if you watched it all the way through, but how many of you did? Okay.
Or have watched it since we've
Have
sent it out
watched
at
it.
least.
Yeah, that's a can't miss opportunity, okay? And that basically sets you up with all the information and the data and the statistics that you need to share for the next year until the next reunion comes along. For those of you that are interested in building a downline for profit share, there's a lot of good information in the vision speech that you can use when you're talking to potential recruits about joining the Market Center, because they're not getting that type of education. Just so you understand the background of the vision speech, Gary and his research team, they go to the NAR website and they research all of the statistics from NAR. What he presents, you can't go to one place at NAR and find that. It's not there, there's no download for that speech. Okay, they do all the research, they spend up to a year doing all the research to create that vision speech and those slides. So that is probably the most powerful information that you can have. And there are many slides in there that you should have at your ready when you're in a listing presentation, when you're in a buyer's consultation, because quite often many of the questions that you may get or the objections you may get, the answer will be right there in one of those slides. And it is much more powerful when you can show somebody a slide from a reputable source rather than you just talking out of your mouth what you think or what you believe it is. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
So, yeah, I suggested that Eric, and Gary said it too, is, go back to your Market Center, set up an hour and a half of time, everyone bring their favorite beverage, and just go through each one of those slides. Talk about it. What does it say? What does it mean? What can you get from that?
And Steve and I are willing to do this with all of you as well, so you guys have some information to take back to your clients.
So, yeah. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the vision speech per se. I mean, the one thing that we heard over and over again throughout the whole week was 2025 is the year of the appointment. You all understand what we mean by that. Your goal in this business is to get appointments. The number one thing we do is sell houses. And you can only do that if you're in front of people talking about buying or selling. So every day that you wake up, you've got to ask yourself, who can I talk to? Who can I meet with? Who can I set up an appointment? And it doesn't necessarily need to be real estate related. You just need to meet someone, talk to someone. Eric asked about, who has something good to say. I'll share something with you that happened just Friday. I have a dentist appointment on Friday in Union City. Now, my dentist is on my mailing list, and he gets my annual calendar. I'm not sure if that calendar is posted in the dentist's office or not. As I'm sitting in the chair waiting for my dentist to see me, one of the dental assistants comes in and says, "You're Steve Pierce." I said, "Yes, I am." She goes, "You just sold a house down the street from mine." And she gave me the address, 92 Santos Court. I said, "Yeah, I just sold that last year for Ken and Liv." She goes, "Yeah, Ken and Liv are great friends of mine. I live just down the street from that house." Now, how do you think she knew all of that? She knew all of that because 92 Santos Court is in one of the farms that I send EDDM mailings to. So she's been getting the mailings. And then when I walked in, she recognized me from my mailings. That house and her husband are interested in selling. That house is probably going to sell for close to $3 million. It can be that easy, folks. That's the last thing I expected to have happen.
Walking into a dental
I'm going in for a teeth cleaning and an examination. The last thing I think I'm going to walk away from my dentist appointment is a listing lead. But I have a listing lead. And then and she goes, give me your card. I gave her my card. Now, do you think I did anything after that?
Follow up.
I followed up with a handwritten note. Because I pinpointed, I said, she goes, we're down the street. She's 3 doors down from listening. I said, where are you? She goes, on the corner. I said, which corner? On the right or the left going in? She said, on the right. So I know the house. Put my open house signs in the corner of that house many times. In any event. You never know where it's going to come from. But you got to get your name out there. The other thing the one thing that I thought was great, and I think this may have been Jason Abrams. He said, don't wait for the right time to buy real estate. Buy real estate and give it time. That's a great line when you've got a buyer who wants to wait because they want to wait for interest rates to come down, or they think the market's going to crash and they want to wait for prices to come down. When the right house comes along, you buy it.
You can always refinance.
And then give it time.
Yep.
That's it for Vision Street.
All right, sweet. I think the next takeaway that we wanted to walk into, or something that you guys can implement, is the buyer representation. Is the buyer representation.
Yeah. Now I went to family meeting with 2 goals in mind. One was to improve my MOFRs and calls to action in my marketing. And for those of you that don't know the acronym MOFR, M-O-F-I-R, that stands for Make Offer for Immediate Response. The other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to find out the newest strategies that are being used with buyer presentations. So those were the 2 things. So the class that I went to was called Sign More Buyers with a Winning Buyer Presentation. Basically what they shared is you want to go deep in the conversation. You want to find out what's important to the buyers. It's not about the criteria that they're looking for. When you start asking them how many bedrooms you want, how many bathrooms you want, what's the square footage, you sound like everyone else. Stop leading in with that. There's a few of you that I wish were here, but you're not. Okay. It's about emotion. Consider if you have a pre-listing packet for buyers, send that to them ahead of your appointment. Buyers want to be led. They want confidence that you can help them. Does that make sense? It's like, now, the class was called Winning Buyer Presentation. It's not a presentation. It's a consultation. So remember, get the word presentation out of your head. You are taking them through a buyer consultation. Deliver empathy first, information second. Some of you may have in classes, I always, when I talk about marketing and lead generation, and I say, and it's not, the English isn't proper, you need to be an information getter, not an information giver. Okay? But when it comes to buyer consultations, you want to start with emotion first and the information second. You want to be curious about their motivation for buying. You want to find out what's going to happen in their life once they buy a property. That's what you want to be talking to them about up front. One hint. When you're in a consultation, if you find that you're doing all or most of the talking, you're doing it wrong. Okay? You gotta slow down, stop vomiting all this information out to them. It's all about them. Ask questions. I spent 7 years as an attorney. Some of those years were spent every day taking depositions, asking questions. It can get boring sometimes, but that's what you need to do. You need to get information out of them. For those of you that are on the call, yesterday I shared one of the panelists, his name is Mark Miali. He's in New Haven, Connecticut. And you can go on YouTube and find Mark's 5-step buyer consultation. And I thought it was excellent. Basically, the 5 steps are: build rapport. When you start out, you're not trying to make a friend for life. I have that problem. I start wanting to connect with people and just start sharing this and that and everything we have in common and all this stuff. You know, I'm that way. I'm trying to be their friend. That's not the goal initially. If you do everything right, you will become their friend. A lot of my clients are some of my best friends now. But that's not how you start the relationship. You want to ask them, you know, where are you from? Where'd you grow up? If it looks like they're new to town, what interested you in this? What interested you in this town? You want to ask questions like that. You want to get to know them. Do you have a family? How many kids? Yeah. You have pets. You want to get all these other things that are personal to them. And then you got them, you know, in front of you at the appointment, you know, what brought you in today? Third is, how much do you know about the real estate market? You want to educate them about the real estate buying process. I'll give you a big example. I was working on a market analysis last night for a home in Sundale. And I'm reviewing the actives and the pendings and the sales. A couple properties just went pending last week. One of those pendings was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,126 square foot, built in 1959, listed for $1,350,000, received 27 offers. Now, do you think your average buyer coming off the street is aware of that? Or even understands the significance or the consequences of that? That's what we mean by educating them about the market. That's the kind of data and information they need to hear. And then you need to walk them through what that means and how you're going to help them succeed in navigating the market when there's that many buyers who are competing for the same property. Kind of makes you wonder, who would you rather represent? A buyer or a seller? Now, if you heard me talking on that call yesterday, it probably sounded like I was a buyer's agent. I'm far from it. That just happened to be the question Michael asked me, okay? And then what you do, you've got them there, you turn on the computer, pull up the MLS, and go, let's look to see what houses are out there. Search houses, see if you can find something that they may want to go take a look at. And then once you've found the homes, how about if we go on, you know, Saturday at 3 o'clock and take a look at that house? How does that sound? Okay. Last step is, here's an agreement that we need to sign for you to hire me to go to that next step and show the property. Now, he goes into a lot more detail. I'm just giving you the quick bullet points. It's about a 56-minute video. Excellent. Okay? Peel back the onion. If you have one word to describe what's important to you about buying a home, please tell me about it. That could be an interesting conversation. Again, it's all about them, not about the house. Here's a key takeaway. The role of a realtor in 2025 is not to find a house. It is to help you secure a property in this market, protect you throughout the process, and make sure escrow closes on time. Does that resonate with you? Because the average person still thinks our value is showing them houses. They don't need us to find a house. They've got it all on the internet. Typical buyer, depending on how many hours and days you spend on the MLS, typical buyer probably knows more about the inventory that's out there than you do. And always be aware of that, because they're going to question you sometimes. The other little quick tip that we've all learned is that not every property you see online is on the market. Zillow and Redfin and sites like that like to post properties just for the heck of it, but they're not on the market. And then you've got to talk your buyer down and go spend a half hour to show them and do all the research that that property is not on the market, or it's sold a year ago. Lastly, in this topic, and this is another, for those of you that are newer, I think this is a great mantra to follow. Be a top performer until you are a top producer. You may need to use this script to a buyer. If you want just a door opener, what do you think the outcome's going to be? Okay.
All right, we have about 10 minutes, Steve, until Laura comes up. So let me know what you would rather talk about, and then we can jump straight to that.
Okay.
And obviously, Steve is here a lot. If you want to hear about any of his other things, Steve, are you willing to, maybe stay back after the team meeting and continue? Sure. All right, great. Would you want to jump to?
I'm going to go through the MOFR
Okay.
class. That was probably one of the best breakout sessions that I've attended in 23 years. It's kind of an eclectic panel. Two agents were the type that, offer money to buy your house if it doesn't sell in a short period of time, or offer to buy your house for cash and that sort of thing. The other agent, Stacy Esser in New Jersey, came from a totally different perspective. I'd like to say, and she sat at the table with me at the top agent mastermind. I said, she came from the heart. The message is, craft a MOFR that offers a service to solve a customer's problem. MOFR should scare you. It should be different. The more unique, the more results you'll get. The oldest classic MOFR is a free CMA. That's no longer unique. Remember this, marketing should answer two questions for the consumer. And I'm sharing this with you because I know some of you see the stuff that I direct mail and you follow that and you're trying to figure out what message should I be sending. Two questions. Why should I contact you? And what am I going to get? So remember those two questions. Anything you're putting out there, put yourself in the consumer's shoes. Ask those two questions. If the customer expects the service, it's not a MOFR. What's an example of that? I sell real estate. That's not a MOFR. Or if you're thinking of buying or selling, call me. That's not a MOFR. A good example is I have a free home preparation guide with tips on how to improve the value of your home. Enhance your home today to enhance tomorrow. Let me know if you'd like a copy. That's fulfilling a need. Okay. Key takeaway was, and this just hit me right between the eyes. 95% of your market is not ready right now. Your message needs to speak to the 5% who are thinking about buying or selling. You see the distinction? See the distinction here? That was just a huge aha for me. You're not trying to speak to 100%. You're trying to speak to 5%. And you want them to raise their hand. That's your goal. A third grader should understand what you're trying to say. Keep it simple. Now, 99% of the people who request the MOFR are never going to act on it. But it doesn't matter. It's like a store coupon. You just want them to raise their hand to start a conversation. If they're asking how it works, it worked. Make sense? Be personal, say hi. Text messages work best. They have a 98% open rate. Another quick example for text messages. I'm helping a lot of clients with X, whatever that may be. I thought this might be of help to you. Could be maybe you're offering a home health checkup where you have to deal with an inspector to go to a house for a half hour or so and take a quick look through the house. Incorporate MOFRs everywhere. Direct mail, social media, email newsletters, your signs, farming, open houses. Give MOFRs at least 6 months to work. Here's something to take away. Text 10 people a day. You'll get 25% more business by the end of the year.
What should those text messages include? MOFRs?
MOFRs.
Yeah.
Or just anything. Hey, just went to a great class today and just heard a house in Fremont received 27 offers. You want to hear about what's going on in the market? Let me know. A lot of you are overthinking it. It's not that difficult. Okay?
We have 4 more minutes, so if there's anything else you'd like to
Yeah,
share.
well, I'll go real quick. Rory Vaden, Brand Builders Group. Post, when you take a listing, post your listing on social media 3 times pre-sale, 3 times during the sale, and 3 times post-sale. I'm all about list it, post it, sell it, post it. He's talking 9 times, 1 listing. Make sense? Now, if you have a buyer, you could do the same thing. You could talk about the three showing appointments you had. And maybe show a property that you showed the buyer that they weren't interested in. But here's a great house that we looked at today on 123 Main Street. And then while you're in escrow, talk about the process. And then after it closes, picture your clients in front of the house with a sold sign. How happy they are. Just use your imagination. It's simple, easy stuff. You just got to take the time and do it. This was funny when Rory said, you can delegate anything. When he was young, his mom was divorced. He had no dad. And he told his mom one day that he wished he had a dad. So his mom told him, go out and find a dad. Go out and find your dad. Well, he was taking karate. And he got to know that he and the karate instructor got very close. And he invited the karate instructor over for dinner. and they're now married.
Oh.
Yeah. Really? The karate instructor ended up being his stepdad.
There you go, it's that simple.
Yeah.
Wish it was that simple for me.
Okay, I was fortunate enough, because of my production, I was fortunate enough to be in Gary's Top Agent Mastermind. It was an exclusive session, kind of off the book, so to speak. The one thing that came up there was, don't try to do something. I think you probably heard it in another session, okay? Commit to it. Trying just has to do with effort. Gary shared a story when he was young. He had an older gentleman wanted to list his, I think, multi-unit property, and Gary had never sold it before. And he said, he goes, yeah, I'll try to sell it. And the guy goes, what do you mean try to sell it? He goes, I'm not hiring you to try to sell my house. I want you to commit to sell that house. Investors make money in periods of time, not consistently. The decision not to invest really is investing. Make sense?
One more time, please.
Investors make money in periods of time, not consistently. In other words, they're not investing. They're watching the market. The decision not to invest is really investing. Couple book recommendations. I haven't bought this one yet. Whoever tells the best story wins, and that's all about telling your story and resonating with people. And one that a lot of you may want to keep an eye out for, it's called The Rookie Real Estate Agent by Jay Papasan, and it will be coming out soon. So knowing how the books that Jay writes, The One Thing with Gary, MREA with Gary, I'm sure it's going to be an excellent book. One social media tip, start small. 1 video a week. Make it marketing based. Remember, your goal is to build your database. In closing, I spent $2,871 on family reunion. Round it up to $3,000 for next year. You need to save $250 a month to be able to afford to attend family reunion next year. And that will be money well spent. I think all of you have the ability to cut back on Starbucks and save $250 a month. Did you see the post yesterday about family reunion unlocked? How many people saw that? Am I the only one that got it? Maybe I'm the only one that got it because I went to family reunion. You need to I'll forward it to you. They posted what's called Family Reunion Unlocked. It has videos of all the major sessions, and then it also there's a lot of.
I have it.
You have it, okay.
We'll send it out to the group.
You'll sleep at the wheel. Okay, no problem. There was a lot of 15-minute presentations, and there was one of the panelists on the MOFers, Jose Medina, he did one. What's cool about it is they're short, they're about 15 minutes, and then they give you a download that basically summarizes everything that they talk about during that 15 minutes.
One-pagers, love them.
The one-pager, yeah. Has some of the same stuff we talked about. Here's another one that I just printed out. It's how to stand out as a go-to listing agent. But there's probably 12 to 15 of those in there, along with the vision speech. I didn't have a chance to go to Barry's 10 bold steps, and I'm sure that's an excellent one as well. The question that Michael didn't ask us yesterday was, for anyone who did not attend family reunion, what would you recommend to them? My recommendations are 2 things. Be a student of the real estate industry. Attend every training you can, even if you've attended it before, because you're likely going to hear something new the second time around. Secondly, subscribe to Inman News.
What news?
Inman News.
$100 special.
You have a special now?
They have a special.
It's normally $249. It's the best money you could ever spend. It has such a wealth of information about the real estate industry, every aspect of the real estate industry. But the one thing that it has an immense amount of content on is lead generation and social media and AI prompts and so forth. I mean, it's overwhelming the amount of information is there. You can learn so much if you subscribe to that. I rely on that for a lot of information, a lot of the data that I use in my direct mailings and so forth.
All right, everybody give it up for Steve. He'll be here for a while, so if anybody wants to connect with him afterwards. Laura Klein, can you please come up here? Everybody give her another round for supporting us for breakfast today. Thank you so much, and the award ceremony. You are the best.
Sure.
So if you want, I can be the one that clicks, and you can just stay up there and talk.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Hi everyone, nice to see you guys again. I was here last week and talked to a few of you. So just to reintroduce myself, so my name's Laura Klein. I am the Director of Partnerships for Home Concierge powered by Free Model. Free Model is based in Burlingame. We've been around for 5 years and we've been partners with KW Advisors for about 3 years now, 3.5 years. So we're happy to be here. So who we are a full service concierge. So we design, plan, and manage your pre-sale home renovation. We also can work with buyers. So if there is a home that you guys, a buyer has that needs work done, you can connect them to us as well, and we can work with them. The way that works is we would just have a designated project director that works with them, and then we bill them directly every 2 weeks for the service. On the pre-sale side, we cover everything. We have a whole team that covers all the services, and then including covering the capital, and then we get reimbursed at escrow. So there's 2 arms to our service.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So we have increased our sellers' profit by $100 million, which is amazing. We've been around, like I said, for 5 years, and that number keeps going up. And like I said, we help maximize the buyer's budget as well. So we've done 71 projects that are either in process or have already been sold with KW partners, and then we've helped increase your guys' clients by 8.7 million on 75 million in total sales volume. So there's definitely a value add when you are talking to a client. So why work with a concierge? So it can be very time consuming managing projects at a home when you really should be just talking to clients and selling homes. Give us that project management so you guys don't have to. And then also we find that you guys can just be more productive, but also you don't want to take on that legal and financial risks too. Let us take that on so that you don't have to. And then from the homeowner's perspective, we always say they pay nothing, they do nothing, and they walk away with all the profit. And the homes are selling faster that have been renovated. So just keep that in mind as well. We have local project directors scattered all over the Bay Area. So we are local, and when you do have a project, you would either go to Home Concierge or freemodel.com, and there's a get a free estimate, and you would just fill out that basic information, and then you would get paired to the most local project director and set up a time with them to do the walkthrough on the home. And we have over 800 subs in our network, but we do have an open platform because I know some of you probably have your favorite stager or roofer or painter. Just know that we can add them into our network, and as long as they're licensed, insured, and bonded, we can have our project directors work with your team as well. And then we also have an in-house design team, so that if it needs architectural, plans and things like that, or permits being pulled, we have a whole team that will support our project directors. The average, there's a little thing there. Average seller return on investment is 230%, and the average seller profit is $172,000, and we've increased your commission by almost 20%.
Perfect.
We defer our payment up to 1 year paid out of escrow. I always get asked what happens if the house doesn't sell or if the client loves the house so much and decides to take it off the market. We haven't had that issue, but we would just send them a bill and they would have 10 days to pay it back. So we give them we give you 365 days until, and if the house doesn't sell, then we have 10 more days and we send a bill directly to the homeowner, which they know because they sign a home improvement contract with us and a deed of trust. We will do everything from the cosmetic upgrades that you are normally doing, staging, flooring, painting, all the way up to full kitchens, full bathrooms, roofing, HVAC. We do it all. We'll pull permits and everything. And we're just looking for every dollar we spend, we're looking to get $2 profit for the homeowner. So we work with you with your budget or with your homeowner's budget and decide what's going to be the best return on investment. And there's no hidden fees and no hidden charges. And I always get asked, how do we make our money at Free Model? And just think of us as a general contractor. Like any general contractor, there's a percentage markup, and that's what we do too. And it's I don't like to say any blanket statement of how much that percentage is. You talk to your project director, there's a range in which the difficulty of the project and the details, things like that. So you just let us know what your budget and what you're thinking, and then our project director will work with you and try to meet that budget. It's very easy for your client to qualify. We look at the loan balance. So we don't check their credit, but we look at the loan balance plus our cost cannot exceed the after renovation value of the home. So as long as it's 80%, then they usually qualify. The other thing I want to make note of is we checked title. So if there's any involuntary liens on the property, then you need to have that cleared up before we can work with those clients, because Free Model has the homeowner sign a deed of trust that we're second in line to get paid. So if there's an involuntary lien, and sometimes the homeowner doesn't even realize it, we've pulled title and it's been like a garbage lien. So it doesn't even need to be that much money that's owed, but we just need to make sure that that title is clean before we can work with the client. So just make sure that you check that before reaching out to us. Like I mentioned, we take on that legal and financial risk. We have the homeowner sign a home improvement contract with Free Model and also a deed of trust. So again, we deal with all the paperwork, and then we extend a 1-year warranty to the homeowner. So all the work that we do, we guarantee it. The in-scope, like I mentioned, is all the things that you already know or that you're already doing to get a house ready for market. And the things that are out of scope is we won't increase the footprint of the home, but we will work within the footprint of the home. So if there's an ADU that's already set up, we can work with that, but we're not going to create a new ADU and have to deal with the permitting and stuff. We will do permitting for other things, but we're not going to do ground up construction. Or mobile homes. I've gotten some requests recently for mobile homes. We don't do mobile homes either. So to get paired to a project director, you would go to Home Concierge or freemodel.com, and you would get asked for a request for a free estimate. And then once you fill out that information, we'll pair you to the most local project director. We are boots on the ground. We will meet with the property, do the walkthrough with you, and then put together a proposal. And once the homeowner says, yes, this looks good, and you can be as involved as you would like to be involved. Some agents just hand over the keys to our project director and we do everything. And sometimes the agent wants to be involved with picking fixtures and doing different things. So you just communicate to our project director, how much you want to be involved in it. But our whole team is the one who does everything from start to finish. Did you have
Do your project managers have staging and marketing experience that allows them to pick the right fixtures?
A lot of our project directors are designers by trade, but for the ones that don't, for staging, we work with stagers, so we're not the stager. We don't have product that or furniture, so we work with stagers. But from the design aspect, we actually have in-house design team, and our project directors usually have a design background. So they know what's like on trend, which is great. If you go to freemodel.com, at the very top it says projects, and you can see all the different projects, and they just look really clean and beautiful. And I have some examples here as well. But once you work with a project director, they will be the point person that runs the project start to finish. And once the house is completed, we hand it over to you, ready for photography, ready to be put on the market. And once it sells, we get reimbursed at escrow. So it's a very streamlined process and makes your guys' lives easier.
Have a question?
Yeah.
You said you don't do mobile homes. That's for selling. But you would help somebody in a mobile.
Yes, if
Yes.
I believe so that you could just hire us as a contractor, but from the pre-sale side, we don't do mobile homes.
I understand that, because there's no deed, right.
Correct, yeah. This is our map of the Bay Area, and Sacramento that we cover, so just know that if you have people moving around the Bay Area, we can support you in whatever city you're in. We're in California, Texas, and Florida, so we're in Southern California as well. I have flyers, and I don't know if you know, for those that were here last week and Rick was here, I loved his suggestion about having a flyer not only in your listing presentation, but if you're doing open houses, like whoever mentioned earlier about open houses and got the deal, like that's what you can have this as a talking point in your open houses, because this is a value add that you are offering your clients. And I'm not saying our service is gonna be right for every single one of your clients, but it's good for your client to know that you have all the stops. Yeah.
The light bulb should be going on in all of your heads if you heard even 10% of what I said earlier. That's a mofer.
Yeah. Well, I get feedback from agents all the time that, you know, they've presented this in their listing presentation and they won that listing because they had this service available. Not saying they use this service, because it's not gonna be right for every single person, but it's good to talk about it on every single listing presentation, because you know that other agents will probably, if they have, we don't exclusively just work with KW Advisors, we do work with other agents, but just know that that's the message is talk about this on your listing presentation so that you have a better chance, because if you're not talking about it, maybe your competitor is.
How good does it sound to have no upfront cost remodeling service at your fingertips?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's a win-win for everyone. So Home Concierge, like I said, you can go to the Let's Talk button or just go to freemodel.com and hit that, get a free estimate, get paired to a project director. Yep, these are some marketing stuff. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So we have $1,000 co-marketing campaign. So if you do a project with us and after the completion of the project, we will give you $1,000 for either a print campaign or a video campaign. So it's a great thing to be able to, market to your farming area. Here are some case studies. This one is in Oakland. The renovation was $143,000. The profit was $81,000, done in 5 weeks. And we just make it look bright and fresh, because you want buyers to come in and visualize themselves in the house. And so our project directors really know how to make the house look beautiful. This one was $19,000. The profit was $92,000, done in 3 weeks. And again, sometimes it's just cleaning it up and just making it look, doing a little painting and some changing the bathroom. This one was $67,000. The profit was $307,000, done in 3 weeks.
That's huge.
So again, just bright and fresh. This one was $46,000. The profit was $150,000, done in 5 weeks. And sometimes we keep the detail, in the house. We don't change everything.
Yeah, the blue floor.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Right. So I don't think we have time for questions.
I mean, if anybody has something quick, Laura's here.
Yeah.
So could we get like the befores and afters?
Yeah, so you guys have a portal that has all of the KW Advisors before and afters that give a lot of details, or you can just go to freemodel.com and at the very top it says projects, and it's kind of like a Google search. You can put in there East Bay or city or kitchens, and you can do it in the search bar, and you can see all of our projects that we've done. I think we've done over 800 projects. So we have a lot of experience, and you can see what agents we've worked with, which brokerage, how much we've spent, all the details about what was done. So I would use that as a resource if a client is interested in seeing the before and after pictures, because you can really, kitchens, let's see the kitchens, bathrooms, things like that. Yeah.
You mentioned a marketing campaign and a credit towards that. How does that work?
Once you complete a project with FreeModel, then we would connect you to our marketing department, and you would decide which you have either a print campaign or a video campaign, and you can use that as a marketing tool for your farming area.
Once the project is complete.
Correct.
So you have the records and like.
Yeah, so
use
you
that.
would have the, we always create case studies. After a project's completed, we get your permission to create a case study that we put on our website. And then you can use that case study towards marketing, plus we also offer $1,000 towards a print campaign or a video campaign.
But it has to be a completed project by myself.
Correct.
Before, okay.
Yeah.
And another question, are project managers usually open to lunch or talking to us? If I wanna talk to a couple of project managers?
Yeah, you could definitely get introduced, and so what I would do is go to our website and do the Let's Talk button, and then through that Let's Talk button, then you would say, you know, I wanna meet some of the local project directors, so that you can decide, because a lot of our agents, who have multiple, you know, listings all the time, and they get paired to a project director, then they can just, we want to be considered an extension of your team.
Yeah.
So Alice is one of our local project directors here who have worked with some of the agents, and then now they just, you know, can call her and say, hey, meet me at this property. So, you know, we have a few in this area.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Earlier you mentioned that, in order to have this process successful, the client signed it, the homeowner signs a deed, and it has to be in second position, right? You guys won't require a second. What if they have like a second loan, or they have a HELOC or whatever that's already in second place? Does that just eliminate?
I believe when it comes to like loans, as long as the formula, which is whatever the loan balance is,
Okay.
plus our cost cannot exceed 80% of the loan to value. So as long as that number fits within there, then that's fine. It's more the involuntary liens that people don't realize are there.
So third position for you guys is gonna be okay if they have existing.
Yes,
first or second?
yes, as long as the loan balance
Yeah.
is less.
Awesome.
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
How does the signing of the deed work? Is it a work through title company is involved?
I believe our company just sends it out. It's through a DocuSign, and then I think it has to be notarized.
It's just, you just have to prepare a deed of trust, a note of deed of trust.
Cool.
and sign the
Yeah,
form
this is
over
awesome.
and so forth.
Okay,
Steve,
Yeah.
did you have anything to add on to this?
No, I think it's a great program,
Yeah.
I just haven't had an opportunity to use it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I was so excited. Joe just requested us to come out and
Oh, nice.
do a property.
There's a couple listings out in the Oakland, Berkeley area,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, yeah, it's just good to know that this is a service that you guys have. And like I said, you know, have this flyer in your listing presentation or however you do your listing presentations, because it'll help you remember to talk about it, because you don't know unless you offer it to your clients if this could be a good fit.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people pigeonhole us just for those clients that can't afford it, but even clients who can afford it don't want to spend their own money to do it. Why? When we could just do it, we're not charging interest, we're not charging, you know, extra fees, and they don't have to lift a finger.
Yeah, increases the value of your home, gives you more profit, and it gets paid straight through escrow, so your clients don't spend a
Yeah.
dime, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. One agent said, we allow homeowners to flip their own house.
There's a good way. I have those in my recruiting conversations
Yeah.
actually too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really smart just to know that you have this service, and know that Home Concierge and Free Model are the same company. It's just Home Concierge is what they call white labeled of Free Model. So it's Home Concierge powered by Free Model.
All right, perfect.
Thank
Well, Laura
you.
will be here. We have her contact information if anybody has to reach out to her. Thank you so much, Laura, for your time today. I appreciate it.
Always, thank you. Yes, absolutely. You got one already, and you got one too?
I have it in my folder.
I'll take one. My name's Scott. I missed your last meeting.